we're really talking at a relatively young age about personal branding.
I hate, excuse me, I hate using the term personal branding. I think it's off-putting for younger people and for parents to think that their child is a brand, but that's what we're talking about. We tend to use digital persona, try to break it down into more definitional terms that I think people understand and not be intimidated by. I also find that using the word branding to some people connotes a manipulation of truth, and we talk a lot about authenticity and letting yourself, letting your interests, your accomplishments shine through, and so we find it is personal branding for sure, because what we're trying to do is, for most teens and most college students, their social media is an amplification of a very small sliver of their life. And what we want to do is kind of counterbalance that, not to tell them you don't post the social part of your life. I mean, they should have fun with it and they should engage with their friends with it, but that there's this whole other part of your life that deserves social media attention. And that is, what are you doing in school? What do you do with your spare time, your community service, on and on. So it's trying to counterbalance, so people can get there's a full spectrum of who you are, so people can get that idea when they make assessments about you.
When I speak to even professionals who have been on social media sites for a while, my sense is that they don't always reflect upon the differences between each platform and the ways in which it can work on different platforms.
Right, right. Uh, One of the core teaching elements that we do for our students is we tell them that there's no longer there's no distinction any longer between what's private and what's professional. That dichotomy is gone. It really is now what you choose to make public and what you choose to keep private. Anything you post, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, name the platform, it's in the public domain, and it's going to be used to assess you if people are looking. And the other thing that we stress, and because especially the high school students will sometimes say, well, this is an invasion of my privacy, not understanding that everything they post is published and in the public domain. But what we tell them is that there is a vested interest, because we as individuals, what we're doing on social media reflects upon the organizations and the companies and the institutions that we belong to. My activities, if I'm a student at the University of Nebraska, my activities reflect upon that university, what I'm showing, what I'm portraying about myself. So we're all individually agents of our schools, of our businesses, of our families. And, we try to teach, again, this is a basic rule of social media. And to the point, and I think, as you said, even adults and professionals in their 30s and 40s don't understand that distinction.
Does, mhm.
Yeah, go on.
Does this training dig into aspects of terms of service agreements and what you're signing on to, or social media policies of a school or employer?
We touch upon that. We certainly, when we hammer home the points, as I said before, that there's no such thing as anonymity, and there's no such thing as disappearance. We actually pull up the terms and conditions the old terms and conditions from Snapchat, for example, which essentially said, this won't disappear, even though that was what they were promising all the teenagers who signed up for it. We'll also show the terms of service of sites such as Yik Yak, which says, you're not really anonymous, because we know the IP address of what you're posting. and we will give that IP address over to school officials, police, law enforcement, if need be. So we do talk about that. We talk about the privacy that people are giving up by accepting these terms and conditions without reading them. And I mean, it's not critical. I mean, even with my experience, I'll download an app without reading the terms and conditions, but I kind of know what I'm giving away. As we like telling people, when you get something for free on your phone, you are the product. And they're going to use your location, they're going to use your tendencies, they're going to capture a lot of things, a lot of information about you and what you do with your life, and they're going to sell it. So it raises eyebrows, that's for sure. People are very unaware of that aspect of social media.